Introduction to ISO 14001, or what we call the Environmental Management System. It started on September 1996 and it was known as ISO 14001, or Environmental Management System, or simply EMS. After 8 years, it was modified exactly on December of 2004. It's now being titled as Environmental Management Systems Specification with Guidance for Use. It was issued by International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, which is also the same uh, organization that created the ISO 9001 and 9002 on quality management system. Now the question is, why pursue environmental management? Why is it important for any organizations to make use of environmental management? One reason is that it is less expensive to prevent pollution than to manage it after it is generated. In many cases, carbon emission for most companies are really high, but with the use of this, what we call environmental management, we can lessen the impact of this pollution to, to the environment by preventing such pollution. Another reason for us to pursue environmental management is less expensive to prevent a spill than to clear it up. What are the benefits of ISO 14001, or the environmental management system? One is market opportunities. Just like MRC as a company has seen ISO 14001 as a door opener for many sections business due to their concern for the environment. Another benefit of ISO 14001 is that it can give mechanism to identify performance through the MMS. Okay, it has a system to clearly identify performance. It can also improve employee morale. So employees are impressed with their company's position of being environmentally responsible. It will also ensure compliance with regulatory and legal requirements. Another benefit is that it can make cost reductions in waste. It can also have reductions in energy and raw materials by establishing objectives and targets. Energy and materials reductions that can be achieved. And then through ISO 14001, companies can design what we call recycle programs. Let's say, for example, from plastics to paper to wood. All these recycle programs will reduce waste to the landfill and even generate income to the business. Another benefit of ISO 14001 is that it can reduce liability. By managing your environmental affairs and controlling your processes, remediation and or cleanup possibilities can be greatly reduced and or eliminated, thereby reducing liability. Another benefit is that it can improve performance. Just like MRC have seen through process improvements targeted for environmental affairs that they have actually improved other areas as well, thereby increasing productivity. Competitive advantage due to reduced costs can also be a benefit of ISO 14001. As processes are improved and reductions are made, savings are also realized. Employee involvement. ISO 14001 is not a one person or department operation. It takes everybody in the company to contribute. Thus, implementing ISO 14001 in any organization or company can encourage participation from everyone, especially among employees. Another benefit of ISO 14001 is improved public image. So building public image towards clients, regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders. ISO 14001 also can enhance customer trust. Okay, since this is a clear example of being responsible towards the environment. It can also improve awareness of the company's impact on the environment. Through awareness, reductions and improvements can all be achieved. EMS manual. You have the contents, EMS manual and appendices. This identifies EMS documents in relationship to ISO 14001, and it must include environmental policy, aspects and impacts, objectives and targets, legal and other requirements, environmental management progress. This should also include structure and responsibility, training matrix, procedures, work practices, master document list, and master records list. ISO 14001 and environmental management systems. We have some definitions here for environmental management system, or EMS. This is defined as the part of the overall management system that includes organizational structure, planning activities, responsibilities, practices, procedures, processes, and resources for developing, implementing, achieving, reviewing, and maintaining the environmental policy. Environmental aspect is an element of an organization's activities, products, or services that can interact with the environment, while environment impact is any change to the environment, whether adverse or beneficial, wholly or partially resulting from an organization's activities, products, or services. These are example of aspect and impact. We have, for example, this hazardous material. Okay, once it will, for example, uh, experience certain leakage, so this would okay, create a negative impact to all the surroundings. Okay, so this might cause uh, someone harm. Okay, this is how it is being illustrated in example in aspects of environmental interactions. So, for example, we have raw materials coming from the source, and then these raw materials will be processed in the factory, and so it will generate solid and liquid waste. Okay, using the energy, and then it can also emit air, and there will be processed water discharge, which will mix up with groundwater in the form of plume, and this will affect surface water once not treated well, as well as the natural habitats, and it can also contaminate land. Environmental objective, overall goal arising from the policy which is quantified where practicable. Environmental target is a detailed performance requirement quantified where practicable that needs to be set and met in order to achieve the stated objective. Environmental performance is the measurable result of the environmental management system related to organization's control of its environmental aspects based on its environmental policy, objectives, and targets. Environmental management program. It's the documented plan for achieving an objective and target that includes responsibilities, means, and also time frames. Now we go to the registration process. The first part of the registration process is the certification audit, which includes pre-assessment review and main audit, then to be followed by surveillance audits and recertification audit. In the certification audit, it start with a main audit. Okay, so it has to identify major and minor non-conformances, and auditors here will recommend while registrar will decide. There will be a certificate registration good for 3 years, so that means it will be renewable. And then for surveillance audits, so it will be done at least annually. Okay, proof of continual EMS improvements, so look for systemic problems, and major non-conformance could affect recertification if not being taken care of. And then the last step would be recertification audits. So this will be done every 3 years by the registered auditors, and this will use the same approach as certification audit.